Hey guys, Coach Trina here, and today we're going to talk about the power snatch. The power snatch is a foundational movement that you want to dial in before starting to work on your squat snatch, but it's also a foundational movement for plenty of other things. It's a functional movement as well. It's going to help develop strength and power of the entire body because we see a really long range of motion with this movement. We're starting all the way from the ground, going all the way overhead, and then landing in a quarter squat position with the power snatch. So you'll see a little bit of challenge of your flexibility and mobility, and then a little bit of core stability here as well, because we do have to balance that bar overhead, especially because we're moving fast with that movement. When setting up for the power snatch, there's a couple of things you want to keep in mind when doing so. So you want to start with your feet underneath your hips. Your grip is going to be nice and wide, so that if you were to deadlift the bar up with your snatch grip, that bar is going to rest right in your hip crease. We're also looking for lat tension, so that's going to mean that you're actively pulling the bar into your body. If someone was to try to pull your bar away from you while you're setting up, they shouldn't be able to. You're also looking for the shoulders to be over the bar slightly in your setup, and then eyes on the horizon, so you're just looking straight ahead. When executing the power snatch, we're looking for a few things as well. So we want to stay slow off the ground. You have that lat tension from your setup. Once you get to the knees, you're going to move faster. So I like to think about our kneecaps as little mushrooms in Mario Kart. So once you get there, you get a little boost of speed. From there, you're gonna make sure the shoulders are staying over the bar until we get to that hip crease, which is gonna be also known as our power position. So keeping the bar close as you're going through your positions of the power snatch. And then from there, you're gonna have contact at the hip, which is gonna help propel the bar up. And it's gonna transfer your lower body power to your upper body power when you go to pull yourself under the bar. When you are pulling yourself under the bar, you're looking for an aggressive shrug and jump. Shrug with the shoulders, jump with the feet, and a good high pull with the elbows so that our elbows are staying over the bar in this moment. From there, that pull under bar is going to turn into you jumping and landing in a position where your elbows are locked out and you're in a quarter squat. So anywhere above parallel with the hip crease is going to be your power position for that power snatch. You also want to make sure that we're staying active in our overhead position after we land with that strong lockout, because again, like I talked about for the foundation of this movement, it will challenge some of your balance with this movement. When we're looking at faults of the power snatch, a couple things that I noticed while coaching this movement is we're ripping the bar off the ground. So we're not finding that tension in our setup. We're moving it super fast. We're not keeping that bar nice and smooth off the ground. So you want to make sure that you do have that lat tension in your setup. You are staying a little bit slower, not necessarily super slow off the ground, but the slowest pull of your pulls in this movement is going to be until your knees. We also sometimes see the shoulders ending up behind the bar instead of over the bar. So we want to just make sure that as we're going through that power snatch, from our knee to our hip crease, and even off the ground, from the ground to our hips, your shoulders are staying over the bar so that we have our hamstrings engaged and we feel that tension back there. Another fault that we see with the power snatch is what we call a rainbow bar path, where we're not getting a high pull. So that bar is going to travel away from the body, which sometimes will lead to someone jumping forward in their landing position because they're trying to chase that bar now. One last fault that we see sometimes, well, I guess two really, that we'll see with the power snatch is landing with a bent arm and then having to press out your movement. So it's not necessarily that your feet and your arms are going to land and punch at the same time, but it should feel like it's happening at the same time. Your feet are going to land first, but you should feel like within a millisecond your arms are punching as well for that strong lockout position to avoid that press out with the power snatch. The last thing of a fault that we see with the power snatch is missing your power snatch and landing in a full squat, which again, that power position that we're looking for this power snatch is anywhere above parallel. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in on this video of the power snatch. I hope that you're able to incorporate it into your training and utilize all the information that we gave on this movement. Don't be afraid to grab a camera and film yourself doing this movement and look for those points of performance, that setup, and see if you are hitting any of those faults on accident. If you'd like some in-person coaching or would like to chat with one of us, feel free to visit our website and schedule a one-on-one intro. If not, just keep on the lookout for our content.